This question is, well, start by reading the question. Which choice completes the text so that it conforms to the conventions of standard English? This is an English question. Is it form and structure, or is it boundaries? Well, sometimes they get a little bit, it's nebulous, and this one looks to me more like boundaries. It's got, well, maybe not, because every option has a comma in it. And so because it's not comparing different punctuation, I'm just glancing at the answer choices, I'm thinking it's probably form and structure, not boundaries. If it was boundaries, I would be choosing between different punctuation, but it's not boundaries. Now, it says, based on events that occurred when Rabbinal was a city-state ruled by the king. So the next thing has to be whatever it was that was based on events that occurred when Rabbinal was a city-state. Whenever there's an introductory phrase, the next noun must be what the introductory phrase talked about. So, for example, an animal that can eat 5 times its weight, comma, the zookeeper fed the lion a lot of meat. Well, the zookeeper isn't an animal that can eat 5 times its weight. So the first noun after that introductory phrase would have to be lion. An animal that can eat 5 times its weight, comma, the lion was fed a lot of meat by the zookeeper. So in other words, this is called modifiers. Whenever there's an introductory phrase, the next noun has to be what that introductory phrase talks about. And so Rabbinal Arch is a pre-colonial Maya dance drama performed annually in Rabbinal, a town in the Guatemalan highlands. Based on events that occurred when Rabbinal was a city-state ruled by a king, the next thing has to be a noun. A has a noun, Rabbinal Arch, this story or this dance drama. Rabbinal Achi tells a story of Kunchi Achi, a military leader who did something. Let's look at the next one. Kichi Achi. Well, you might think that Kichi Achi is what the thing is based on, but I got the context in the previous sentence that Rabbinal Achi is the dance. So the dance is based on events that occurred when this was a city-state. This person isn't based on events that occurred in a city-state. A person isn't based on events, so B is out. The military leader, C is out. The military leader isn't based on events that occurred when Rabbinal was a city-state, and there was a military leader. The military leader was not based on events. So it has to be this drama, this dance or play, whatever. I would call it a play even though it's a dance drum. So what was based on events that occurred when Rabbinal was a city-state? This drama. So therefore the correct answer is A, Rabbinal Achi. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, who cares? The important thing to know is that when there's an introductory phrase, the next noun has to be what that introductory phrase talks about. And in this case, the student selected D. There was a military leader isn't what was based on events that occurred. Or Kichi-Achi is not based on events. That's a person. Kichi-Achi is a person. And the only way I know that is by the previous sentence that says Rabbinal Achi is the dance. So the answer to this one is A.